What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode. We are finally at week 3 of this prep series, but before we get started at the gym over here, just wanted to say that we're going to turn this into a full day of eating. So quickly, I'm going to show you guys what I had for meal 1 for today. So as you can see, I had my usual morning breakfast with my rice cakes, my egg whites, and my cream of wheat. Did add some yogurt onto that, as well as blueberries. Probably seen that in past videos as well. Do add in cinnamon and a little bit of flavoring too. But I'll post the macros for that meal, what I have on the screen. But for our daily macros for today, I'm gonna be hitting somewhere between 170 to 180 grams of protein, around 200 grams of carbs, and then around 40 to 45 grams of fat. So that's kind of the macros I'm rolling with so far in this prep. Again, those are gonna be adjusted as the weeks go by. But yeah, we're gonna get this workout right away, and then I'll give you guys a prep update along with it. Alright, so for this prep update, deciding to give you guys a little commentary over this workout. But yeah, so we are 3 weeks in, or heading into 3 weeks in, and feeling pretty good of where I'm at. That said, I am going a little bit more aggressive than what I normally do in my past prep because I did mess up on the start date. Now for myself, I kind of usually give myself 12 full weeks of prep, meaning I give myself 12 weeks to like cut down where I need to be, and then just kind of start peak week, so that gives me 13 weeks in total. This time around, I had the number 12 just stuck in my head, so technically I only have 11 weeks to cut down now, plus peak week, which equals 12, so starting a week later than I normally do. But overall, even though that's the case, I feel like I'm still going at a good pace. I did start my cardio a little bit later, or upping my cardio a little bit earlier than I normally did, but that's totally fine. I feel like the progress that's undertaking right now is going at a pace, like I said, as I want to. So other than that, I do notice my energy levels are dipping down a little bit because of it. Not gonna lie, been stuffing myself with energy drinks and anything caffeine related just to keep my energy levels up. But that's kind of part of the process. That's what I have to deal with right now during this prep. But other than that, all right, and here's the physique update, sitting at 157 pounds, which is what I kind of weighed in earlier. But when it comes to my physique, going into 3 weeks in, I feel like it's at a point where I'm happy with, especially at the pace I'm going. Details are starting to slowly come in. For myself, when it comes to cutting down body fat, usually the core is kind of the hardest to kind of remove. So that will be, I guess, my challenge as the prep goes on. Arms, face, upper body, usually the body fat falls off pretty easily, so expecting the details for those things to come in pretty soon. But again, feel pretty good with the pace I'm going. Trying not to, I guess, focus too much on the number on the scale. Constantly reminding myself that if anything, it's the overall look that matters when you appear on show day. So it's just yeah, working on my strong points and touching up on my kind of weak points as well. So, and practicing a little bit of posing too. So that's an important thing to have, is getting proper posing. So I'm trying to do that as early as possible. It's one thing that I kind of, in past preps, I kind of left till like the very end to practice on. So this time I'm just pretty much posing every day and kind of just getting that on point. But yeah, that's this is the physique update at 3 weeks in, or heading into 3 weeks in. So other than that, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. All right, so that was the physique update, 3 weeks into the prep so far. So now, before I head out, we're gonna do a little post workout. So we're gonna do some quick protein to get in a little bit of recovery into this. So what I have here is diesel whey protein isolate. So cool thing with this one, it's pretty much the only, or one of the few proteins that I find that only has basically 27 grams of protein, 0 carbs, 0 fat. So that's pretty, like I said, unique to find in a protein powder. And if you guys want to look at the ingredient list over here, where is it? So not super extensive either, just basically like 4 to 5 different ingredients. So basically the first one is this whey protein isolate, and then there are the numbers. But yeah, I got my shaker cup ready with some water in it, and we're gonna do 1 scoop. All right, so I'm gonna drink this up, get my 27 grams of protein, and then we're gonna change real quick and then go on with the rest of our day. All right, so I did mention in the last clip that because I'm going a little bit more aggressive this time around with the prep, my energy levels are a little bit lower than usual. So to combat that, and I don't recommend people going this route. If you could stay away from this route, do something else to kind of combat it. But for myself, you all know me, I'm a stimulant junkie, so energy drinks will be keeping me like functioning throughout this prep. Now with the energy drinks I did pick up, I'll show you right here. So we got a bunch of flavors of one of my favorites, which is the 3D. So got orange over here, a bunch of different ones with the strawberry lemon. This is probably one of my all-time favorites, just the white frost, as well as this. You haven't tried the strawberry lemonade in 3D yet? This is my #1 pick. I could like drink this all day. Hands down my favorite flavor of their lineup. But yeah, 3Ds are kind of my go-tos along with the Ghost energy drinks. I couldn't find those in my city, so I opted for the 3D energy drinks, but those are kind of like my two top brands when it comes to the like just overall flavor and experience. But yeah, like I said, energy levels are running lower than usual, so I have to resort to this. If you're on prep and you could hold off on like the caffeine stimulant route, try to do so. But for myself, it's hitting me pretty hard, so this is what I got to do. But yeah, I'm kind of curious how my energy and mood levels are going to be like maybe even just a couple weeks from now. So, but yeah, that looks like something I got to go through. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so for my next meal, this is something I eat every day, even including my off season. And I kind of smirk at this because it's pretty sad looking. But what I have here is just a regular chicken sandwich. We got like a chicken patty in there. I did add in this hot sauce, Valentina's. So this is actually not bad with the macros. It's zero everything. Sodium isn't super crazy high as well. So I do a little bit of that. And then just for a little bit more flavor, do add, it says everything bagel, but this is technically steak spice. So I kind of just sprinkle that in there for just a little bit of flavor. And then for the bread, it is the Sprouted Power Silver Hills, and again for 2 slices broken down, it's basically 19 grams of carbs, 7 grams of protein, and then 1 gram of fat per 2 slices. So I'll put up the macros after this, but the breakdown of it all once I consume this is actually not that bad, and it fits my nutrition plan pretty well. I'm not super heavy in the calories either, so again, it's another meal that I consider for myself a little bit more filling and kind of gives me more wiggle room to kind of just add in more meals. So yeah, that's meal number 2. Actually, I'm just gonna do a little taste test, a little ASMR as they like to call it. But so toasted the bread as well, so hopefully there's a good crunch in this one. Legit though, this is super basic, but does the job. All right, so heading into meal number 3, which is probably the meal that I look forward to the most, even though it's a little bit straightforward, but that's because this is the majority of where I get my carbs in. As you can see, I am having 1 packet of this Uncle Ben's rice over here, mixed in with some chicken as well. And even though it's kind of plain, the way I spice things up with it is this right here, which you guys saw in my last video, but this is the seasoning that I pretty much put on every rice meal. So I already put some in there just to mix it in, just to get a little coating, and then I'm actually gonna reopen this and put a little bit more on top. So pop that open, and I'm pretty much just really generous on this one, so I don't really track the seasoning aspect of it. So I kind of just try to get every part of the bowl, just so get enough flavor in there. But yeah, like I said, this is the meal I look forward to the most, just because of the high amounts of carbs that I'll be getting. Also love the new seasoning, so when it comes to flavoring, it kind of changes things up a little bit. But yeah, it's basically that chicken and rice with the seasoning. So I'll post the macros right up here, and then yeah, it's meal number 3. Either way, you mean me guaranteed to go down. All right, so for my last meal of the day, I like to have this right here. Technically, it's not really a meal, but it's more so just like bunch of snack items. And this will kind of help me round out the macros, or kind of finish off the macros for my daily intake. But flip this around. So as you can see, a bunch of random items over here. So we got one bag of popcorn here, which is surprisingly, popcorn's a really good carb source. The one I have, just to make sure I'm not going super overboard with my carbohydrates. So what it is here is the Smart Pop 90 calorie popcorn. So macros on this is actually pretty good. So for 90 calories, you're getting, see here, just 16 grams of carbs, 2 grams of protein, and 1.5 grams of fat. So very carb friendly if you want high volume and something kind of filling, just to end your night basically, or end off your carbs, or if you want that quick snack. Here, another carb source. I'm doing 1 serving of peanut butter on one slice of that bread I used earlier, and then just to finish off the protein, 100 grams of cod. So super random setup here, but usually I consider this kind of like my craving killer meal, if that makes sense. So this last meal kind of just changes as the prep goes on. Like I kind of used my leftover macros just to eat the foods that I kind of want to eat, if that makes sense, like the ones that kind of like, you know, kill my cravings. So for example, with the popcorn, a savory snack that I kind of enjoy. Same thing with just peanut butter. Who doesn't like peanut butter? But yeah, I think with that meal is where I kind of utilize the whole if it fits your macros concept to its full extent, if anything. But yeah, that's pretty much all my meals that I'm eating so far in this prep, being 3 weeks into it. That's slowly going to change as the weeks go by. If anything, the carb sources will be going down as I approach what I call the digging phase. So that's going to be interesting to see. That's where I kind of get a little bit more creative with my meals at that point. But when it comes to my proteins and fats, I try to keep it consistent. But yeah, that kind of pretty much concludes the full day of eating. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, catch you all in the next video.